Sports here. We got some breaking news here. Brian Kelly is out as head coach of LSU football here. So we're live here on three different social media platforms: Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook here. Thank y'all for tuning into this episode here. Introducing Juicy and Bear here. We're gonna do a quick little live just to get everybody kind of like caught up to speed who we think might be hired as the new head coach of LSU and the information that we know at this current time here. I know it's been kind of a crazy night for sure. I was just at Walmart when I really received the breaking news, and I'm like, all right, got to go push all this stuff out. So, Bear, I know you were talking about your list here. Who you think? Well, okay, Bear got off a little bit here. So, but Juicy, who you got on your list here of guys you think that might be potentially being one of the people that might possibly be their next head coach of LSU football? Juicy.
Well, I've seen some names like thrown out there, like John Gruden would be one. I know he had some interest about 12, 13 years ago when when they ultimately ended up hiring Les Miles, but he was just fresh off of being
Right.
ousted as Tampa Bay's coach,
I'm
head
back.
coach in the NFL. We got you, but no. So I seen John Gruden's name is potential on the list. Lane Kiffin's another one I've seen that Florida. He supposedly showed some interest in Florida, but that was before the LSU job. I guess he might have known was going to open up, so that's a possibility. Believe it or not, I know James Franklin's still going to be on a lot of people's lists because he did have quite a bit of success at Penn State. He couldn't really, do the big one, but I've seen that. But that's the three names I've gotten so far. Oh yeah, Tulane's head coach I saw was the fourth one I
John
saw.
Summerall.
Yeah,
He was
he's
a
real
former head
familiar
coach
with
of Troy.
he's already real familiar with Louisiana, being he's at Tulane and all that. So that would be a good for connections on that. But that's the names I know of so far. And I see Bears probably having some technical difficulties or
Yeah,
something.
we'll get him on whenever we get him on. But I'm gonna just go through my list here who I think that might potentially be looking at the door out of the G5 world. Looking at guys that I think that might possibly be the head coach of LSU might be John Summerall.
Can
I
y'all
mean,
hear
John
me?
Summerall has built up a great program at Troy. And then went on to have great success there at Tulane. I mean, John Summerall's won a two-time consecutive Sun Belt championship back in 2002, not 2002, 2022 and 2023. He went to, Tulane, had great success over there as well. He knows the state. He's basically built a pipeline in the state of Louisiana. So that could potentially be a name that we is going to be here coming up here that could potentially become the head football coach if they want to go to G5 route like Florida did with Billy Napier and see how that goes for LSU here now.
Scott Woodward's not going to do that
Hey,
though.
Yeah, Scott Woodward's
can y'all
MO, or whenever he hires people, he likes to go for big names. We've seen that happen at Texas A&M, and we've seen that happen here at LSU when he hired Brian Kelly. So looking at people that might potentially replace Brian Kelly over here, we're going to probably come with big names. And Lane Kiffin's the biggest name out there in coaching right now in terms of like the free agency that we've seen higher up here. So Lane Kiffin is going to probably be number one. I think James Franklin might actually be another one that could potentially be another name, with Penn State and stuff. I've even seen Marcus Freeman pop up there at Notre Dame on the new ESPN article that popped up there. I didn't even think about Marcus Freeman leaving Notre Dame. But what you think, Bear? I know you've been having technical difficulties, so we'll just get you in here.
know? Okay, so who did Juicy have on his list?
He had James Franklin on there too. Lane
Lane
Kiffin.
Kiffin, John Gruden, and John Summerall.
Okay, so here's my top five. You ready for this? My first call is to Nick Saban to see because he always said that leaving
He's
LSU was the
72 years
biggest
old
regret of
though.
his coaching career to go to the NFL.
He's 72
My
years old
my
though.
number two,
He's
my number
probably having
two.
technical difficulties.
Yeah, you're number two. We listening. We got you.
Can y'all hear me?
It's kind of muffled, but
My
go
number
ahead.
two, Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer, interesting.
My number two is Urban Meyer.
Okay, and
Three, just because of what happened.
All right, looks like we lost connection to him here. So
James Franklin's my number
just
2.
looking. Oh wait, I didn't catch that. Who was that?
James Franklin, he said. Would be his
Oh,
number 3.
okay.
My number 4, Joe
didn't catch his
Brady.
last
My number
2, though.
5, John Summerall.
Yeah.
Hang
There you
on,
go.
let me
Now you got it.
Okay.
get it off of Wi-Fi.
So, all right.
Okay, yeah, James Brady, John Summerall. I got 2 honorable mentions: Jeff Brom and Lincoln Riley.
I'm surprised that none of y'all mentioned Brent Key out of Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
Now,
he would be good too, though.
I think he might actually do some. Wait, what, Bear?
He hadn't done enough. We hadn't seen enough out of him.
I mean, but yeah, we just paid $15 million to go buy out Brian Kelly. You know, I mean,
Hey, Jeff Landry, the governor's involved in getting the buyout done. So
that one there might be a story at the end of another day that with Jeff Landry being involved in it, because I don't know, whenever you try to like get government involved in stuff, it gets kind of iffy. That's kind of why I'm like, man, I probably wouldn't want to mess with any of that stuff. I'm just saying that now live. That way y'all know that if anything pops out of this or anything bad happens where you get like state government involved in stuff, I mean, that's just kind of the way it is, you know?
Now back to Bear's point though, like Nick Saban, I wouldn't be surprised, but he's 70 plus. He ain't got much left in the tank, and he sounds pretty set on that though.
I think I think at least call him.
You give him a call, yeah. I mean, I'd say that you give him a call.
Yeah,
but
and Urban Meyer, I mean, it's instant.
I think you at least give Saban a call.
He won 3 rings. He's an elite recruiter. He's a proven winner. Bring chaos, but championships. It's high risk, high reward with Urban Meyer.
Yeah, he's had success in Florida and Ohio State.
Yeah, he's won a national title where he's been. I mean, NFL career didn't work out that well for Urban, but I mean, I think
he's won a natty at both Ohio State and Florida. So
college is a whole different game than NFL, though.
SEC with Vanderbilt.
Yeah, James Franklin has coached in the SEC at Vanderbilt, though. They were decent with him.
And Joe Brady, because Joe Brady was the architect of the 2019 offense, he's got NFL experience now with calling plays.
And I'm surprised Bear didn't even mention John Gruden, though. I know John Gruden had some interest in the job before they ultimately hired Les Miles, though.
The thing with Joe Brady is that he does not like college. He doesn't like the recruiting process of it. He'd rather coach NFL.
NIL
so I think that's
makes it worse now.
I think that's kind of going to be a problem with like the people that want to say the Joe Brady angle. I know 2019 was a great magical year and stuff, but I don't think Joe Brady's going to go for it because he has openly said that I'm not interested in college football.
So I had a hard time leaving
that's
Grom off my list as a top 5, but I mean, because I leaned more towards Brady and Summerall because like Summerall's at Tulane. He's got the experience recruiting New Orleans area, and he knows how to recruit Louisiana. It's basically a plug and play. But Jeff Brom, I mean, he's aggressive. He's got a play calling, fearless attitude, and he's a proven winner. He turned Purdue into a contender. He's got Louisville rolling. So, and with LSU's talent, I mean, that's instant. Yes.
Harold Perkins is going to be sitting out the rest of the year too.
That was fake. That was fake. I think a troll account put that out there.
Lincoln Riley, explosive offense.
That hasn't been an official report yet. That's just rumors at this point. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and like I said, Lincoln Riley, level QB, explosive offense, and all you got to do is keep Blake Baker running the defense. But I mean, at this point, I wouldn't keep Baker at this point either. He hadn't proved he's worth the $2 million a year.
Well, Baker can only do so much when the offense can't do nothing, though. I mean,
yeah, I if I was LSU, I would keep Baker.
Baker's aggressive, though. He can be aggressive. He loves to blitz.
But yeah, he does love to blitz. I think that's but LSU's got a good secondary. I mean, their defense is way better than it was the previous, couple of years. Basically,
I get the whole John Gruden thing, but to me, it just didn't hiring. I went with candidates that made the most sense, that would fit LSU better. Fit LSU well.
So, do y'all think LSU gets Kiffin at the end of the day when it's all said and
Hey,
done?
money. You know what I'm gonna say, man? Money talks.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
all I'm gonna say. Money talks.
why would Kiffin leave, bro? Kiffin's literally Ole Miss has been mid for so long. All he's got to do is just be relevant, be competitive, win 10 games a year. You don't even have to compete for a national championship at Ole Miss. Win 10 games a year, you'll retire and they'll build a statue in front of the stadium for you.
Money
The
talks. Hey,
expectations of Ole Miss fans are so low, it's ridiculous.
Like, that's the thing. Like, what is Kiffin's aspiration? I mean, if he's at Ole Miss, is he gonna have a better chance at winning a national championship at Ole Miss if that is one of his ultimate like career goals that he
I
has
think
for himself,
Louisiana's got
or would it be LSU?
more athletes and better connections and better resources at LSU though.
And you'll be able to recruit Texas better too, East
Well,
Texas for sure.
I mean, I get that, but at the end of the day, you still have to win games. And Kiffin, all he's got to do is win 9 or 10 games a year, and Ole Miss loves you. Like
But if he can do that
he's
at
a
Ole
guy.
Miss, he can certainly win a lot more at LSU though.
That's the thing. Like, it depends on what Kiffin wants. Kiffin's gonna like probably get, I think that's gonna be definitely gonna be talking to Kiffin for sure. There's definitely gonna be probably maybe tonight they're probably talking to Kiffin.
Well, he had some interest in Florida, like I said, but he didn't know that LSU was going to open up either. I guess.
Yeah,
I said earlier today to somebody, there's no way. I mean, you obviously have a guy in mind you want to hire. You think you're going to get. You don't just fire a coach that you owe $54 million to, go out on a whim and hope that you're going to get a good candidate. Scott Woodward's probably been in contact with someone and has a pretty good idea of who's going to take the job before you hire Brian Kelly.
shoot. I mean, they might be having a bidding war behind the scenes. You never know. With like, oh, I'm gonna get 70 million from Team A or 80 million from Team B, and they're just constantly outbidding each other, which could be the Kiffin situation. That could very well be
But
happening behind the scenes. I ain't got nothing to.
at least you know with Kiffin, you're gonna get like 40, 50 points a game though.
And like we earlier about money talks, I have a feeling that it wasn't the school that made the decision or the governor that made the decision. It was some of these big wigs that donate a lot of the boosters in the TAF
They
that
probably
call
donated
I
extra
think
money
I think
to
Taft
make the
got
buyout
involved.
happen.
I think
call the
Taft
school,
definitely
call
got
Scott
involved in the
Woodward.
situation.
Hey, you got to fire this guy, or we're not going to send. We're going to send our money somewhere else.
They probably sent the money to make sure they got enough for the buyout too, because they had
That
seen
be the
enough.
Yeah,
they $4 million before they fired him.
they definitely thought all this out here. I mean, we still got information coming out here on the Fishbowl about potential hirings that they could potentially have here. I mean, this is kind of this a quick update who we think might actually take this job. But I mean, if you look at this situation, Summerall, is there any other G5? Like, if you want to go, like, not maybe offer as much because you got burned, right? You got burned for 50 mil, right? With the Brian
Yeah.
Kelly thing.
Oh, if they're gonna hire somebody from G5, I wouldn't go with the coaches not quite established. I wouldn't sign no big contract. You only give them 5 years, so the buyout's not too huge, and you see what happens
Feel like
with somebody from the G5. Now, somebody big name
at,
like Lane Kiffin or something, yeah, you go all out for him.
you hire 1,000 a year and you prove what you got.
Yeah. I mean, you look and see what happens here. I think the age that we're in, these coaches are getting these massive contracts. But I think with NIL and everything involved, and your donors are kind of being split in 15 million different ways where they want to distribute their money. Like, I'm gonna give my NIL to Harold Perkins, Whit Weeks, Nussmeyer. And also you want to hire someone that's going to keep some of your talent around you. Because I mean, look how much money was invested in transfer portal this season for LSU.
Well,
Look all the money they threw at that there.
And you know it's sad because Brian Kelly can actually recruit, and he actually had good recruiting classes, so it wasn't like lack of talent.
But that's Frank Wilson.
Yeah, but still, it's not a lack of talent.
Corey
Like
Raymond
we said, it wasn't due to a lack of talent.
That's Frank Wilson
I mean,
and Brian Wilson and Corey Raymond doing all that.
but it wasn't due to a lack of talent. So it's kind of a sad deal. He just couldn't. Now he had some good years with
I mean,
Jaden
at this
Daniels,
point,
though. He was responsible for Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors and them.
yes, but that was also Mike Denbrock's offense
He also
too.
had
We
Mike
don't have Mike
Denbrock as the
Denbrock.
offensive coordinator, which also I think hurt him too. Is letting Mike Denbrock walk.
I think so too. I think Sloan's gonna be shown the door.
Well,
I think he's gonna be out there too.
oh, you definitely show him the door. He got to go.
Yeah, I think
Mike
Sloan's not
Denbrock,
gonna.
Mike Denbrock going to Notre Dame really, I think, hurt uh, Brian Kelly too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Denbrock leaving really hurt LSU's offense. I think Sloan's gonna be shown the door probably within. I mean, probably the week. I mean, they're gonna figure something out, get something there,
Well,
or I
this
mean,
new coach is gonna come in and like make his own staff anyway.
Well, I
you know
mean,
what? I didn't think LSU. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't think LSU had the money to buy out Brian Kelly. I thought they would
I
just
didn't.
eat the year and just kind of let it. I'm a little shocked, to be honest with y'all. I mean, that's a
Oh, they
lot of
came
money.
up with the money from somewhere. Somebody
Yeah,
donated or something. They came up with the money somewhere.
something happened.
Okay,
Um,
and then
but I
they
thought LSU would just like let it drop for like a let buyout drop. Just let the year run, because you just chalk it up and you can maybe fire him in the off season or something, or maybe the start of next season or something. They're
if
trying to
you
find somewhere.
if you go that
Oh man,
route of waiting to fire him, you've already got Arkansas, Florida, and possibly Auburn. That's
I guess
gonna
that's what LSU saw too, because they already saw schools that would have openings, and they didn't want to let a good coach slip by either.
yeah.
UCLA open. Like
There's a lot of jobs getting open. The age of this, I know College Game Day had this like carousel thing going on when they were talking about like you don't have 4 years to develop a program anymore. You got maybe 3 at the most because
transfer portal,
that you
yeah.
could just turn it around within a year. I can give you examples of just like local G5, like the G5 conferences that turned around within a year. I mean, you could look at Vanderbilt. They turned that thing around
Well,
relatively
Yeah,
Clark
quickly, maybe
Lee. Well, this is Clark Lee's like fourth year, so they've been
yeah, but
patient with him. It
yeah.
pays off.
Like
He's figured out how to
like
play the game. He
like
basically said it in that the way Vanderbilt does it is that he goes and pulls guys out the portal and recruits high school kids to fill the holes that they have.
like Southern Miss, like in the Sun Belt, they had a terrible record last year. They only won 2 games last year. This year they're leading. They're leading the Western Conference in the Sun Belt. They took Marshall's head coach, Coach Huff, and they brought him over there. Now they're running the show at Southern Miss, uh, in the Sun Belt for
So,
this year in the West
so
right
I
now.
say that to say basically, if LSU is going to hire a coach that's up and coming from the G5 or somebody like Tulane,
So,
like John Summerall, you don't give them a massive contract. Now, if it's Lane Kiffin or somehow they able to score Nick Saban, God somehow, then yeah, you go all out for that.
yeah, you give Nick Saban the bag.
Yeah,
Or Lane Kiffin or somebody the bag. But if it's John Summerall or something, no, you don't give him the bag like just yet because you don't want a big buyout if it don't work
No,
out.
took that approach with he was making 600,000 a year.
Yeah,
He
that's the
just got
kind of approach you take with a up and coming coach.
yeah. I mean, it could be one of the big coordinators at one of the schools. Like that came up. They usually go to the like
Mike Denbrock.
the
What about Mike Denbrock? He's proven to be a great offensive coordinator.
um. It'll be
no
interesting to see
he
what
left.
I think he
Chief
was a
said
Notre
Marcus
Dame guy, if I
Freeman
remember
too.
right.
Chief said Marcus
Yeah.
Freeman. Speaking of Mike Denbrock and Notre Dame.
Going back to
Yeah,
Chiefs of the hire that like keeping kids in Louisiana and getting somebody that knows Louisiana. If you go with that approach, Summerall the one that makes the most sense.
yeah. My top 3, I think if it depends on how Woodward wants to approach this. If you want the big name, you gotta throw it at Kiffin. I think Kiffin is probably the number one, probably on your list available out of all the coaches right now.
Top
Like
three
you're
would be
looking at.
my top 3:
Uh,
Saber and Franklin.
I don't think Saban goes though. I think
But
Saban's happily retired. I don't think he wants to
you got to
deal with
call
the
him anyway.
stress. 'Cause I also think NIL is going to drive Saban away from taking any coaching job, even Alabama.
Exactly.
I think even if Alabama can call it, I think it. Because he's got a process and a system that he wants his players to go to. And that's what drives Saban, basically.
Yeah, and that's why he retired was because of NIL. He said the first question he got asked was, "How much are you going to pay me?" And he's like, "This is not what playing football is about."
Yeah. Yep, we'll see what happens with all that there. Just wanted to give you a little update of who we thought might actually be coaching here. So this is a little bit of breaking news for y'all. Hope you have a great and wonderful night here. We're going to be doing some episodes here coming up this upcoming week here for LSU. They're going to be we got UL
Basketball.
this week. LSU
football's
basketball.
on a bye week this week.
LSU basketball actually won today on an exhibition game against UCF. They look pretty good from what I could tell. I mean, I don't know if they're going to do much better on the SEC side of things, but we'll see. I mean, it's looking like we did our preview show about them last week, so that is something that we're going to be looking at here as we go through this process with all this news going on here. So we're going to try to keep y'all updated with as much as we know and as much as we get seen here. We're going to try to keep Fishbowl Nation up to date what's going on here. So thank y'all for tuning in to Fishbowl Sports. We hope you have a great and wonderful day. We're going to see you here next time here on Fishbowl Sports. Have a good night, Fishbowl Nation.
Good night, Fishbowl.